Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Jordan with the Bet Locker here to bring you a Tuesday night NBA props video for tonight, November 25th. Going into Thanksgiving weekend, we still have some NBA going on. Technically, the NBA Cup tonight and tomorrow and Friday. So just leading up and trying to get some eyes on the NBA before obviously the big Thanksgiving football day. So let's go ahead and dive in. I feel like I got some really good spots for tonight. And before we do, as always, please like and subscribe. It does help out the small channel, free to do so. And in my opinion, it does buy yourself some good karma. So I was looking, like I said, it's technically an NBA Cup night. And Atlanta and Washington, Atlanta's pretty much already clinched it, and Washington's already technically out. So, but Atlanta would like a win with some point differential to, break any ties if needed. So not really important there, but expect Atlanta to probably crush them. Orlando and Philly, they're both Philly's technically out. Orlando's Friday game is more important, along with Atlanta. Atlanta's Friday game is more important for sure. So Orlando and Atlanta tonight are pretty much already clinched it, but their Friday games are important, and Philly and Washington, they're out of it. Now, the Clippers in LA, they're both 2-0, the top of their division, so they're both most likely moving on. However, if whoever wins does move on officially and clinch a spot. So I believe that they are going to be battling it out in LA for that win tonight just to clinch the spot. So now, also, I wanted to go, and if you're not on pick six, then go ahead and just skip forward to the picks. That's totally fine. But if you are on pick six, I wanted to point out this stat slice that they do on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I know we talked about it in previous videos before. You get a stat slice and make sure that you choose, someone that you're getting the most value on. Like tonight, a Jalen Johnson, you're getting 3 extra points. However, and Luka Doncic, you're also getting 3 extra points there too, versus a Franz and a James Harden, you're only getting 2. So obviously you'd want to get the extra point with one of the other guys. However, I did look the last time I did select a um, stat slice pick in a lineup, and I noticed that the bonus payouts were way less. And I was looking at the rules, looking at the size of the pool. And for those of you that also don't know how Pick Six works, basically you're entering against, basically 5,000 other entrants that pick the same amount as you. So, like if you get in a 2-teamer, you're going against 5,000 other people that did 2-teamers, 3-teamers, 4-teamers going against the same amount of picks, and so on and so forth. Now, if you do all 6, or they do offer all 8 in the NBA, like all 8 picks, then you are going against 5,000 other people that did choose 8 picks. So then if you get all 8 right, that's very hard to do so, and the bonus is way higher. Well, if you pick a stat slice pick in that lineup, your 5,000 person pool just went down to 1,500 pool, and the bonus becomes way less. Now that might not matter for anyone, and it's maybe that's exposing the fine print, because it kind of really is. I didn't notice it until last time I did it. So I really do think the way to play these stat slices is just doing those in a 2-teamer where the bonus does not matter. So just play these stat slices with a 2-teamer where you're just looking for the minimum money, triple your money. So pick Jalen Johnson with someone else, or Luka with someone else, and just take, the minimum payout, because then the bonus doesn't matter. And then don't use these in your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks, because then if you do hit those, then you don't choose these, then your bonus is way higher and way more potential. So just a little tidbit there on what you should be looking for. And like I said, me looking into the fine print for you. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, if you're not using pick six, then, just move on to the picks. But anyways, 2 picks I really like tonight. So let's go. So Atlanta, want to kind of go through these a little bit though, because it's only 3 games. So Atlanta, when Kristaps Porzingis plays, which he is playing tonight, he kind of steals away from Okongwu, Nikhil Walker, or I always say Nikhil Walker, Nikhil Alexander Walker. He kind of steals away from these guys. Jalen Johnson still eats. Regardless, he plays the most minutes. He's their best player by far right now. But like I said, Kristaps kind of steals some of the offense, and whatnot. So like it kind of hurts when Kristaps does play. When he doesn't play though, a Kongwu, Johnson, and NAW looks way better. Vic Krejci's been playing a crap load of minutes lately too, but I mean, he's so hit and miss. If you look at his even just his points alone, 7, 9, 5, 21, 1. So like very unpredictable there, especially when Kristaps is out there. And then Washington is just horrible all around. And you don't want anyone, if you are going to take something, figure out who Dyson Daniels is going to be locking down and take their under. That's always my go-to because they called him the Great Barrier Thief because he's from Australia and he was the lockdown in college. And that's transpired over to NBA as well. He's really good defender. So you don't really want to go to anything there. Kristaps is okay. He's not really good at defending. Okongwu's better at defending. So, like, if I was to go to anything for an over for Washington, it'd probably be in the Sarr range, Alexander Sarr, and he is playing tonight. And then I'd probably take an under for them. And then Atlanta's just a little bit too unpredictable besides maybe a Jalen Johnson. But I worry about blowout potential here. So when blowouts happen, they do pull those guys, and it's hard to hit those overs. So Orlando, Philly, looks like some injury news is coming because their picks are locked at the moment. They always pop back up, and it's just so funny that every time that I make these videos, they start to lock up or whatever. But it looks like they're adding more picks because like a Tristan da Silva is getting on the board now when he wasn't earlier, and there's probably some injury news happening. I think Joel Embiid is going to be playing. Let's see if we did get some news, and that's why these are locked right now. Let me just check the injury report real quick. And let's see. For the Philly, we got VJ Edgecombe. Okay. This is good. VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, Paul George. This is new. So this is going to be really nice, actually. So Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, and Paul George are all ruled out tonight. So just got that in real time, literally within the last 3 minutes because it just barely dropped right as perfect timing as I'm making this video. So I'm going to be posting some premiums because I like this game a whole lot more now. And I like a couple guys from this game a whole lot more because I was going to go into a whole spiel about Joel Embiid, Paul George, vulturing stuff, and now they're out. So now all the usage goes to literally 2 guys, Tyrese Maxey and Quentin Grimes. So there's going to be things that I like, so I need to wait to see what they are going to post for that. But let's move on to the last game because there is another pick that I really like tonight, and that's going to be in the battle in LA. Like I said, both these teams are 2-0 in their divisions, so it doesn't really matter, but the winner does clinch the spot. So technically, they both still want to win. So I think they're going to be playing a little bit more minutes, maybe a couple extra here and there, and going to be battling for that win tonight. And they're both at home, technically, so it's like they didn't have to travel. They're both refreshed. Kawhi Leonard's back. LeBron James is back. So I do think that the Clippers benefit more for Kawhi being back than the Lakers benefit for LeBron being back. Defensively, mostly. So because Lakers are already good offensively with Luka and Reeves, that's great. LeBron adds some to that, but Kawhi benefits offensively and defensively for sure. Now, there is a spot though. DeAndre Ayton is out, and it's going to be the likes of Jackson Hayes probably getting the start tonight, Rui Hachimura, and then I don't know who would even run backup since Ayton is out. Let's just take a look real quick. Since Ayton's out, and I would expect Jackson Hayes, Maxi Kleber from he got traded over there from Dallas. He's going to be running some backup. Either way, whoever Ivica Zubac sees tonight, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants on the boards, offensively, defensively, getting rebounds, whatever. So I really, really love his PRA tonight because Jackson Hayes isn't going to be able to defend him. LeBron's not going to be able to come in and help like crazy inside. And then you get backup run with a Maxi Kleber who's traded. I mean, I don't know. Not great either. So, like, whoever Zubac sees tonight, man, I feel like he's going to be able to have a night. Now, I feel like that's going to be a little bit more reboundy and assisty. Let's see what his rebounds and assists if he's posted just for that. Assists and rebounds. It's locked right now. That might open up though. Points and rebound or points and assists, 18 and a half. He's crushed out the last couple games. Points and rebounds, not posted. But if you go to his points, rebounds, and assists, PRA 29 and a half, feels kind of low. And I feel like the market hasn't caught up to the fact that Ayton is out tonight. So I do expect him. It's kind of like the same thing as like I was all over Donovan Clingan last night with rebounding in particular, because if you watch the Bucks, they don't really like go for defensive rebounds at all. Offensive rebounds at all. So like they're just literally moving on to go back to defense. So like Donovan Clingan, points wise and rebound wise, he ate. So it's like it's kind of the same thing with Zubac. Like he's going to be able to rebound all night long for himself. So he could get to 12, 13, 14 rebounds and then, 4 or 5 assists. And then what? He only needs barely double digit points at that point. So I really like his more than PRA there. And then what did I say my first pick was? Oh, I didn't even go into it. And the reason being is because they changed all these lines. So I was going to go with and they took it all off the board. I was going to go with the Jalen Suggs over PRA because he's been crushing that lately. But now everything's been taken off the board because of that Sixers news. So let's pivot. I do have one other pick that I like, and I'm going to have to study that Philly game now, and I will be posting those premiums because there's going to be things that I like from that game for certain. So with Zubac's PRA over, I'm going to go to, I would say, like I said, there's Vultures here offensively with Kristaps being in. I would say I like probably a CJ McCollum under in some sort of way. And I would probably say, just to make his highest points possible, I would say his PRA. So I would take his less than PRA because, like I said, the thought process is Dyson Daniels is going to be guarding him a lot more. So to take away his offensive capabilities. So I do like his under, something with an under, and I would guess that it would going to be CJ McCollum. Whoever, I will watch tape and make sure that this is, and I will post the actual pick, but I will make sure to see who Dyson Daniels is going to be locking down, and I'm about 95% certain it's going to be CJ McCollum. And if that's the case, then I'm going to take his under PRA there. So that's it, guys. Like I said, tune in to the betlocker.com because I'm going to have to dive into this Philly game and see what they're going to be offering because everything just changed with the Sixers news, and there's going to be stuff that we do like here. Most certainly. So, because all of that usage from Paul George, Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, and Kelly Oubre just transferred to literally 2 guys, and that's Maxey and Quentin Grimes. And then everyone else just kind of fill in at that point. So Maxey's going to be taking 30 shots. Quentin Grimes is going to be taking 20 shots, and they're going to have to try and keep up. Now, I do worry about a little bit blowout potential because if that's all that you have and if they're not knocking down their shots, then Orlando can take care of this Philly team pretty easily. So that's it, guys. Here's a little sneak peek of the betlocker.com Thanksgiving cheat sheet. I will be posting this tomorrow for Thanksgiving Day. So like I said, a bonus cheat sheet for obviously the biggest football day holiday for NFL, and that's Thanksgiving Day. So I will be posting this tomorrow for our top stacks, our top plays that you should be playing, our going to be hard to find under 10% because there's only 3 games, but we'll find some exploitive spots for sure. So if you're into NFL, but with your membership for the betlocker.com, you get all of your locker picks, DFS cheat sheets, prop bets, daily picks, everything, including access to our Discord channel. Dirt cheap price, $6.99 a week, $19.99 a month. Basically, get 2 weeks free if you buy the month. And like I said, I'm going to be posting premiums, especially in that Sixers game tonight for this game. So that's it. Thanks so much for the support. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow with another props video, and we'll do a little sneak peek DFS lineup video for Thanksgiving slate as well. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe on your way out. It does help out, and we will see you next time. See you guys. Hey, what's going on?